Throughout her journey, she has had an unconditional pathway. Sally, after more than 100 interviews, getting to round 3 and 4, it was evident that people have a bias against blind or low vision individuals. After experiencing the burnout that comes with rejection, she decided to take matter into her own hands and create a company where she could serve the company on her to serve the community on her terms versus having to be rejected by another company. According to the statistics showed in this slide, 77.6 of the U.S. working age and 34.6 are people with any disability, and 26.5 are people with developmental disabilities. According to California's working age, 74.7 is the general population, 33.5 are people with any disabilities, and 13.1 are people with developmental disabilities. Nicole is straightforward. She will talk to you about how we live at multiple intersections and how people of color are often more susceptible to not receiving the services that they need to have their upward mobility. Throughout her years, she has done over 50 workshops talking about everything from being a universal accomplice to the miseducation of disability and accessibility and much more. Keep your hand strong with a logical step for Nicole in order for her to take control of her life and show others in the Black community that they could take care of their own. What is ableism? Ableism is the discrimination in favor of able-bodied people. Keep Your Hand Strong's mission statement is to shatter internal and external ableist belief systems by all means necessary. Our mission is to promote self-reliance, interdependence, and create universal accomplices. Nicole's journey. Nicole is a graduate of the University of California, Santa Cruz, with a Bachelor of Arts in Community Studies with an emphasis on economic justice. She was the 2015 Pitzer Scholarship Award winner from Skyline College, as well as the president of the Associate Students for Skyline College. Nicole has a multitude of accomplishments, including a commendation from U.S. Senator Holly Mitchell. Keep Your Hand Strong is an organization she formed in 2020. She provides private coaching to individuals that are a part of the blindness spectrum. Through coaching, she teaches individuals how to be self-reliant, interdependent, so they can live the life that they choose on their terms. Along with her coaching, she also gives workshops that focus on intersectionality, understanding universal accessibility, and how individuals can be a universal accomplice. A universal accomplice is an individual that helps demolish internal and external ableist belief systems. They promote self-reliance and interdependence consciously. She coined in 2018. Currently in the United States, only 29% of the blind population is gainfully employed. This means that they can support themselves and their families without any government assistance. Keep Your Hand Strong is a company that focuses on private coaching specifically for the blind community. In 2023, They will be rolling out their flagship course, Shatter the Stigma. The focus on the company is to promote self-reliance and independence.
I'm going to keep it 100
With
with you.
Nicole's approval, here's a
I'm not your
little
average
snippet
CEO,
of the interview.
and I've built my business brick by brick. People are going to tell you that you're going to fail, and you shouldn't believe them. I literally sold paper and made almost $1,000 from selling pieces of paper. And that's why I started my inclusive, voluptuous print company. And that was the beginning of Keep Your Cane Hand Strong, because I didn't like that the notebooks said low vision on them. And so sometimes there is a problem, and your solution is how you start your business. And Keep Your Cane Hand Strong is something that I've said throughout my journey. And by doing that, the entrepreneur in me, the serial entrepreneur that said I was not going to be a part of the 70% of blind individuals that are unemployed. I'm going to help and lift as I climb, because that's what I was meant to do. So you're going to have professors and teachers and people tell you that you shouldn't do that. Oh, I don't know that. I don't know if that's going to work for you. It doesn't matter if they don't know if it's going to work for you, because it's going to work for you if you believe it's going to work for you and you put in the work every single day. I'm a ghostwriter. I work as a marketer for a 6-figure company, and I run my own businesses. You can do it. You just have to believe in yourself. If you have a specific skill or talent, put yourself out there on Fiverr. Put yourself out there on TaskRabbit. The more people you help and serve, the more that's going to come back to you. And Keep Your Cane Hand Strong is a way of me healing and transcending pain. Because for 30 years of my life, I could see perfectly fine, and the doctors gave me medicine that took my eyesight away. I parlayed that into a 6-figure education. I was the president of Skyline Community College. I have accommodation from a U.S. senator. And now I get to help people on my terms, because I specifically chose to create my business versus working for someone else. Microaggressions about your ability to do things can creep up on you. And it's sometimes constant fear, because your iPhone or your technology becomes your eyes and the link to you having a sustainable income. And when apps, computers, your phone even does an update, it can truthfully impact someone's life. And so when you think of it on that scope or scale, in my workshops, one of the things that I ask is imagine if you had to invite your grandmother to your college graduation. What barriers would be there for her? And when you start to think about these things on a more personal level, you're able to, number one, have empathy, and two, understand that you can be that universal accomplice that helps other individuals. So what I did was I leveled up my mindset, and I said I needed to deal with my own beliefs that were preventing me from moving forward.
In your business, it does not mean that it's not worth your idea. What I learned from doing this interview, you have to be willing to acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses and be interdependent. That internal struggles can sometimes prevent you from asking for the help that you need so you can thrive. Just because someone does not see your vision in your business, it does not mean that it's not worth your idea. Although I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was young, back then, even now I try to live my life as if it's not a part of me, yet by doing this interview, I realized something, that I'm okay with who I am. What it is, and a hassle to be reassessed because it was so long ago, and I'm constantly adjusting to operating in the world. It's not a setup necessarily for neurodivergent people. It's hard for me to improvise because my mind sometimes can't focus, so it might seem that if I am just reading this, it's how my mind functions properly, and sometimes assessments of individual skill level abilities or other things of that nature when doing presentations is in some ways out of their control. Yet the hard part is when you give up. I've chosen to press forward because I realized that I can be self-reliant and interdependent despite having an invisible varying ability.